Hey, before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath and just listen. I know your mind is racing right now. I know your chest feels heavy. I know your thoughts keep circling the same loop. What did I do wrong? Why did she leave? How do I get her back? If you're here, it's because something real was lost. Maybe it was sudden. Maybe it slowly slipped through your fingers. Either way, you're left in the silence. And that silence can be deafening. But let me tell you something that no one else might have said yet. This pain you're in, it's not meaningless. It's not weakness. It's a sign that you have the capacity to love deeply. And more importantly, it's a wake-up call. Not to fight harder for her, but to fight harder for yourself. Because this isn't just about one woman walking away. It's about you waking up to the truth that your worth was never supposed to be tied to anyone else's presence in your life. You're probably thinking, I just want her back. I get it. I've been there. But let's pause that urge for a second. Because the path to getting her back, if that's even what's right, doesn't start with chasing her. It starts with changing you. With rebuilding what you forgot. With becoming the man who doesn't just attract her again, but attracts a better version of life entirely. This isn't about quick fixes. This is about transformation. It's becoming calm when your heart wants to panic. It's becoming powerful when you're awed. Emotions want to beg, learning how to lead with grounded strength, even in your pain. This isn't the end of your story. It's the moment everything changes, if you let it. Asterisk, let's talk about something that trips most men up after a breakup or emotional fallout, to understanding the line between vulnerability and neediness. Easy to confuse the two when your emotions are raw and you're desperate to fix things. You feel this overwhelming urge to reach out, to explain, to apologize, to try just one more time to make her understand how much she means to you. And so, you text again. You call again. You pour your heart out, hoping that if she just sees how much you care, she'll come back. But that's where the damage happens. It's not because you care, but because of the way you're expressing it. Vulnerability is powerful. When a man can say, I miss you, I still care, from a place of self-awareness and emotional honesty, it shows maturity, shows strength. It shows that he's not afraid to feel. But when that same message comes from a place of panic, when it's layered with desperation, fear of abandonment, or the hope that she'll come rescue him from his pain, no longer feels like strength. It feels like pressure. People, especially women, don't respond well to pressure. It makes them feel cornered. It pushes them away. You need to understand that no woman wants to be someone's emotional crutch. She doesn't want to feel responsible for your self-worth. What draws her in is a man who can feel deeply, but still stand tall. A man who can say, I love you, and still mean, but I'll be okay with or without you. That's magnetic. That's rare. And that's what separates real vulnerability from emotional dependency. So if you're going to express how you feel, do it from a grounded place. Not to win her back, but because it honors the man you're choosing to be. Asterisk, there's a harsh truth that many men have to face when they're trying to win back a woman or hold on to a slipping relationship. You can't control how she feels. Can't force her to stay, to love you, or to see your worth. And yet, when things start falling apart, the instinct is to try and control the situation. You bend over backwards. You sacrifice your standards. You say yes when you mean no. You give more of yourself than you can afford to give, just to keep her around. But here's the reality. Control is an illusion. What you can control, however, is your boundaries. And boundaries are where your real power lives. When you let go of your own needs, your own space, your own standards, just to accommodate hers, you don't earn love, you lose respect. And whether she says it out loud or not, women are deeply wired to be drawn to men who stand firm in who they are. A man without boundaries slowly becomes invisible because he's no longer grounded in his own identity. You may think that constantly, being available, saying yes to everything she wants, or avoiding conflict makes you more lovable, but in truth, it makes you replaceable. Boundaries aren't about building walls or shutting her out. They're about showing her that you value yourself enough not to shrink to keep someone else comfortable. It's It's about saying, I care about you, but I won't abandon myself for you. That kind of clarity is rare, and it's respected. When a woman sees that you have standards and self-respect, it forces her to see you differently. You're no longer chasing her approval. You're simply living by your truth. And that truth is what makes her stop and realize what she had and what she may have lost. Asterisk right now. Mind probably feels like it's running in circles. You can't stop thinking about her, what she's doing, who she might be with, what you could have said differently, or where everything started to go wrong. You lie in bed at night replaying conversations, overanalyzing texts, picking apart the silence for hidden meanings. That obsessive loop is exhausting, and it's also incredibly destructive. What you're experiencing isn't just heartbreak hits, mental addiction, but not to her as a real person. You're addicted to the idea of her, to the version of her that exists in your mind, where everything could have been fixed if you had just done one more thing. But this version of her you're clinging to is a fantasy. It's a projection of what you wanted her to be and what you hoped the relationship could become. And the more you focus on it, the more disconnected you become from reality and from yourself. Obsessive thinking keeps you trapped in a constant state of regret and longing where nothing ever feels settled and peace never comes. It tricks you into believing that if you think hard enough, if you just figure it out, you'll get her back. But overthinking doesn't create clarity, it creates confusion. It makes you doubt yourself more, not less. The only way out of this mental prison is redirection. You have to take that same energy and focus it on something that builds you, not breaks you. Channel it into the gym, into a business idea, into learning something new, into reconnecting with who you were before the relationship. You can't think your way out of heartbreak, but you can grow your way through it. You have to stop feeding the illusion and start investing in your evolution. Because the more you rebuild your inner world, the less power your thoughts about her will have. Asterisk. This is the part where everything shifts, where your focus turns completely inward. Because by now, you've hopefully started to see that getting her back, if it's even still what you want, doesn't start with her. It starts with you. This entire journey isn't about convincing her to love you again, it's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to be chosen to feel whole. You have to rebuild, not from a place of pain, but from a place of power. That doesn't mean faking strength or pretending to be okay. It means deciding right now that you won't let this be the moment that defines you. Instead, it will be the moment that refines you. Start by taking control of what you can. Your mind, your body, your time. Get back into your routine or build a better one. Hit the gym, not for revenge or attention, but for discipline, confidence, and self-respect. Reconnect with the people who remind you of your worth. Chase goals that are bigger than her. Start waking up every day with a mission, not to fix the past, but to build a future that doesn't rely on anyone else to validate your value. And here's the powerful twist. When you begin to truly evolve, when you stop making her your purpose, something changes. She feels that shift. Women are intuitive. They sense when the energy is no longer desperate, when it's no longer chasing. They notice when a man reclaims his presence. That's when curiosity returns. That's when the silence breaks. But by then, you might not even be chasing her anymore, because you'll be too busy living a life that excites you. Whether she comes back or not, you win. Because the man you become through this process, he's someone who no longer begs for love, he attracts it.